Good morning, everybody. So, as you can see from the side of my house here, we are in the middle of some major exterior renovations. That's the front of my house. Replacing bandboard and sill plate, and then we're going to do more insulation in the walls, siding, windows. We're going to build the eaves out. We had to take the chimney down because it wasn't used, except for the oil furnace, which is inside the tank, is actually on the other side of the fence there with some of the chimney block there. We had to take the chimney down because the mortar that they used when they built the house in the 70s had too much sand in it, so there wasn't really a whole lot holding it together anymore. It just pretty much crumbled when you would pull on the block. So it wasn't really all that hard to take it down. But you can see there down by the door, we live in the woods here. Obviously, woods, woods, woods. The mountains are up there, Appalachian Mountains. So, pretty much after all these years, the house needs a lot of repairs, so that's what we're doing. But I was finishing tearing down the chimney yesterday, this lower part, and I had a surprise in the lower part of the chimney. Now keep in mind, the chimney, this is the interior of the chimney here. So this is how big the hole actually is to get in the chimney, and this was the upper part of the chimney here, so it's even smaller. So let me make my way over here. It's a little hazardous to get down here. I found this in the lower part of the chimney. And this is two very large birds. I have no idea how they got the whole way down here. They were actually down in this hole here. The clean out to the chimney is this right here, and that actually goes down into the crawl space, which is under the house. So I don't know how. They couldn't have really gotten in from under the house. They would have had to come down the chimney. There was a mouse nest up here above it, and they appear to be ducks. This looks like a Muscovy duck skull. Set that off to the side there. That was the first thing I found. So my husband already removed some of it, and he thought he got it all, which was probably this one here. And then I found this one here, which is a little bit more intact, and I have no idea how these poor birds would have gotten. I mean, Muscovies, I have Muscovies, and Muscovies are not small birds. I have no idea how they would have gotten down into the chimney. I know they're not any of my birds. I do a head count every single night. When my birds are out free ranging, chickens and ducks, I do a head count every single night of each to make sure nobody's missing, to make sure I don't have to go looking for anybody. So they would have had to come from the neighbor down the road, and I don't know how long they would have been there. I would have hoped that if they would have been there while I've lived here, that I would have heard them and, you know, been able to maybe get them out of the clean out under the house, maybe. So I don't know, this kind of upsets me. I'm actually very glad that we took the chimney down, because I don't want any of my birds or any other, you know, birds, because the neighbor still unfortunately has birds that he brings in and doesn't take care of. I don't want any of them being able to get up there and fall down in. So yeah, I would have never thought that two full-size Muscovy ducks would be able to fall down a chimney and die, but apparently they can. So had I known that before, probably would have covered the top of the chimney. So I mean, the top of the chimney was way up above the peak there. So yeah, hopefully that's the only sad and nasty surprise in this whole remodeling project, but we're only starting, so who knows from here on out. But yeah, that was my unfortunate and sad surprise.